Welcome to AI Briefing. The content of the briefing includes why the fate of the world lies in the hands of doomers and Silicon Valley cranks. This year, prepare for the magic wand of generative AI to transform our world. Beijing Bookshop finds new location but keeps unique place among intellectuals. AI and automotive tech to take center stage at CES 2024, experts predict. Letters, who will answer for the rampant crime making Londoners afraid to go out? Why the fate of the world lies in the hands of doomers and Silicon Valley cranks. Telegraph. The debate between degrowthers and effective accelerationists is gaining momentum as economists, policymakers, and thinkers grapple with the future direction of the global economy. Degrowthers argue that infinite economic growth on a finite planet is unsustainable and will lead to environmental and social catastrophes. They advocate for slowing down or changing direction, while effective accelerationists believe that technological advancements and unbridled capitalism are the solutions to global problems. They argue that innovation and growth will solve the challenges humanity faces. The clash between these two groups reflects a broader discourse between pessimism and optimism, with real-world implications for politics and the economy. This year, prepare for the magic wand of generative AI to transform our world. South China Morning Post. Generative AI is predicted to increase substantially by 2026, with over 80% of businesses integrating applications into their operations, according to Gartner. The technology allows for the simultaneous processing of multiple media types and enables human-machine communication to incorporate mixed media. Multimodal generative AI is expected to enhance the creative capabilities of artists and improve the efficiency of professionals in fields such as writing, journalism, and music. Generative AI is also set to play a significant role in 6G mobile technology, particularly in areas such as network resource management and spectrum allocation. Beijing Bookshop finds new location but keeps unique place among intellectuals. South China Morning Post. All Sages Bookstore in Beijing, headed by founder and owner Lu Suli, continues to thrive despite China's disapproval of Western values. The store, which opened in 1993, sells academic books on political science, history, and sociology, many of which are translated works of Western ideas. Lu, who was arrested in 1989 for his involvement in the Tiananmen Square pro-democracy protests, maintains good relations with dissidents and has not revealed the reason for the store's recent relocation. All Sages Bookstore has become a spiritual home for Chinese intellectuals and is considered a cultural landmark in Beijing. The store's success is somewhat surprising given the closures of other independent bookstores and the repeated crackdowns on civil society in China. Lu believes that the bookstore provides a unique perspective on Chinese society and serves as a barometer of its interests and concerns. Despite political repression, the desire for classic academic books among young readers remains strong, offering hope for the future. AI and automotive tech to take center stage at CES 2024, experts predict. The Independent. Artificial intelligence, AI, and car tech are expected to be the main focuses of CES 2024, the world's largest consumer electronics show. Analysts predict that the event will be filled with AI-powered products, as companies take advantage of increased interest in the technology. CES has historically been a gadget-centric show, and AI is expected to play a significant role in the event. Additionally, the automotive sector is expected to have a strong presence at the show, with many exhibitors focused on connected vehicles. Traditional consumer electronic devices such as televisions and smart home appliances will also feature heavily. Letters, who will answer for the rampant crime making Londoners afraid to go out? Telegraph. The failure of the social contract in London is highlighted by a letter to the Telegraph from a resident whose 14-year-old son has been a victim of crime in the city. The letter states that within 3 months of moving back to London after 20 years away, the son's bike was stolen, he was robbed at knife point, and he witnessed the aftermath of a murder in a local park. The letter calls this a catastrophic failure and asks if anyone is taking responsibility. The rise in crime in London, particularly knife crime, has been a concern for residents and politicians alike. The Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, has been criticized for his handling of the situation. Another letter to the Telegraph criticizes Khan for his handling of New Year celebrations in the city. The letter accuses Khan of using the event as a shameful misuse of public funds for his own political gain, rather than addressing the issue of crime in London. The letter suggests that taxpayers and drivers should remember this when they vote in the upcoming mayoral election. A third letter highlights the discrepancy in the way crimes are dealt with by the police, using the example of Manchester City footballer Jack Grealish's break-in, which was met with a police response including officers, a dog and a helicopter. The letter contrasts this with the experience of most people who rely on a clerk in a call center when reporting a crime. Pittsburgh's autonomous tech will take the stage at annual CES convention in Las Vegas. Yahoo! Members of 4 Pittsburgh area companies will step onto a Las Vegas showroom stage on January 7 at the annual CES convention for a panel discussion on building approachable autonomous technology in Pittsburgh. The event runs through the week. No more circling back, how the office changed in 2023. The Sydney Morning Herald. The way we work has changed dramatically over the past year, and 2023 saw several key shifts in the workplace. Firstly, artificial intelligence, AI, became increasingly prevalent, with more than 100 million users by January 2023. The integration of AI into job descriptions is expected to become as normal as having basic computer skills. As a result, soft skills such as problem solving, creativity, and inclusion are likely to become more valuable. Hybrid work models were also on the rise, with many organizations calling employees back to the office. However, there was a divide between managers and staff regarding the amount of time spent in the office versus working from home. Younger workers in particular were seeking more support and mentorship opportunities in the office. Corporate jargon was also falling out of favor, with younger generations leading the charge against the use of buzzwords and acronyms. Worker well-being became a growing concern, with organizations taking a stronger stance on social issues and incorporating holistic approaches to wellness. Finally, there was growing recognition for the time and effort put into job interviews, with calls for compensation for applicants becoming more prevalent. Thrive Capital plots new fundraising as it doubles down on tech. Financial Times. Joshua Kushner's Thrive Capital is reportedly planning to raise at least $3 billion in fresh capital from investors. The fundraising, which is expected to begin in the next few months, comes as economic uncertainty and high interest rates put pressure on the tech sector. Thrive made significant investments in technology startups last year, including $1.8 billion in payments company Stripe. The fundraising will serve as a test for other investors in a market where fundraising has slowed significantly. Harvard's Claudine Gay was ousted for plagiarism. How serious was it really? Yahoo! Claudine Gay, the first black female president of Harvard University, resigned last week following allegations of plagiarism in her academic writing. An investigation by the Washington Free Beacon and the New York Post found almost 50 instances of alleged plagiarism in Gay's academic papers. Although the investigation found no violation of Harvard's standard for research misconduct, Gay was proactively requesting for corrections. Gay's resignation was likely also influenced by her equivocation on whether theoretical calls for violence against Jewish people violated Harvard's rules while testifying before Congress last month. The question of whether Gay's actions constituted plagiarism is a complex one. Barbara Glatt, a leading forensic plagiarism investigator, said plagiarism could be direct copying without citation, indirect theft of ideas, mosaic plagiarism, or an honest mistake. Gay has been accused of all of these. Academic writing is not straightforward, often coming down to a professor's stylistic preference. Experts believe the internet has made plagiarism worse by creating a bull market for plagiarism and an easy means to produce work that is not one's own. AI has become part of the problem and part of the solution, providing a means to produce copied work but also helping educators to cross-check for plagiarism. Gay's resignation has prompted wider conversations about plagiarism. Some argue that the matter is more about who is being accused than the violation that was committed. Susan Blum, a professor of linguistic anthropology at Notre Dame, calls for a more nuanced approach to plagiarism, as total originality is unrealistic given human nature. The allegations against Gay have been criticized as archly pedantic, reflecting an attempt to undermine her social justice-focused scholarship. Jelena Begovic, Serbia's tech rise in East versus West power struggle. Al Jazeera. Serbia is focusing on science and technology to bridge global divides and advance as a nation. Emerging from conflict, Serbia has left its pariah status behind and is now reintegrated into the international community. The country's Minister of Science, Technological Development, and Innovation, Jelena Begovic, discusses Serbia's advancements and its aspirations for the future. AI, Perplexity seeks to cut through noise of web search. Yahoo! Artificial intelligence, AI, startup Perplexity has raised funding in its latest round of Series B funding. The firm focuses on improving search engine results by providing clear, personalized answers to queries. Perplexity's conversational answer engine aims to cut through web noise and save users time by providing them with direct answers. The company has been backed by investors including Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and chipmaker Nvidia. Perplexity CEO Aravind Srinivas said the firm is focused on providing accurate answers to factual questions, rather than the free-form content generation and answering provided by other AI chatbots. While acknowledging that taking on Google in the search engine market is a difficult task, Srinivas said Perplexity's strength lies in Google's weakness, as the search giant is unlikely to change its core user interface. European Union keeps a wary eye on China as it plans tech spending. Washington Post. A European Union (EU) study has warned that the bloc may need to use tens of billions of euros in high-tech investments to guard against geopolitical risks such as the potential decline of the US and the rise of China or Russia. The study, published in September by the European Commission's Directorate General for Research and Innovation, outlines scenarios such as the US turning to isolationism, the establishment of an EU army, and Chinese and Russian military intervention in Ukraine. The report identifies artificial intelligence, climate change, transhumanist technologies, hydrogen fuel and nanotechnologies as research priorities for the EU. It is intended to guide outlays under the EU's Horizon Europe Research and Development Programme for 2025 to 2027. The report argues that European scientific performance may need to be more closely linked to security concerns. The report also raises questions over whether the EU should allow autocratic states to participate in its research projects, arguing that their inclusion is necessary to tackle globalized challenges. BC researchers developing breath test for lung cancer. CBC. Researchers at BC Cancer in Vancouver are developing a breath test using artificial intelligence, AI, to detect lung cancer earlier and identify people who are at risk of developing the disease. The test analyses volatile organic compounds in breath samples to determine whether there are signs of cancer development. The researchers are focusing on pulmonary nodules, or small clumps of cells in the lungs, that can develop into cancer. The goal is to identify whether a nodule is benign or cancerous, thus reducing the need for further testing and follow-ups for patients. I was addicted to my smartphone, so I switched to a flip phone for a month. New York Times. A journalist reflects on their decision to switch from a smartphone to a flip phone for 1 month, describing their experiences and the impact it had on their life. The writer notes that while using a flip phone was initially challenging, they eventually found themselves able to read books, engage in deep conversations, and enjoy other activities without the constant distraction of their smartphone. They also noticed improvements in their sleep and stress levels. However, the writer acknowledges that returning to a smartphone is necessary for work and plans to use their iPhone more mindfully in the future. Is artificial intelligence really the cause of our job problems? Not yet. The Toronto Star. The rise of artificial intelligence, AI, is not the main threat to entry-level jobs, but rather a change in investment philosophy that is leading to a shift in the fundamental strategy behind technology's rapid growth. Companies are increasingly focused on achieving profitability, which has led to layoffs and a decrease in hiring. AI is being used as a tool to streamline administrative tasks and improve productivity, rather than as a replacement for junior employees. There is still a need for entry-level jobs, but they may evolve and require individuals to pivot to new roles. Well, folks, it seems like we're caught in a battle between the doomers and the Silicon Valley cranks. On one side, we have the degrowthers who believe that infinite economic growth is a recipe for disaster. They argue for slowing down and changing direction. On the other side, we have the effective accelerationists who think that technological advancements and unbridled capitalism are the solutions to our problems. They believe that innovation and growth will save the day. Talk about a clash of ideologies. But it's not just about economic theories. We're also looking at the rise of generative AI, which is set to transform our world in the coming years. This technology will enhance the creative capabilities of artists and professionals in various fields. It will even play a significant role in 6G mobile technology. So get ready for some mind-blowing advancements. Speaking of advancements, let's not forget about CES 2024, the world's largest consumer electronics show. AI and automotive tech are expected to take center stage at the event. It seems like we're moving towards a future where AI-powered products and connected vehicles are the norm. And hey, who doesn't want a smart car, right? But it's not all glitz and glamour. We also have some serious issues to address, like the rising crime in London. Residents are fed up with the situation, and they're calling for someone to take responsibility. And let's not forget about the controversy surrounding Harvard's first black female president, Claudine Gay. Allegations of plagiarism have led to her resignation, sparking a wider conversation about the definition and consequences of plagiarism. On a lighter note, let's talk about the changing workplace. AI is becoming increasingly prevalent, and hybrid work models are on the rise. We're also witnessing a shift in corporate culture, with younger generations demanding a more inclusive and supportive environment. And hey, let's not forget about the dreaded corporate jargon. It's time to say goodbye to buzzwords and acronyms. Now, let's turn our attention to the world of tech investments. Joshua Kushner's Thrive Capital is planning to raise a whopping $3 billion. Talk about confidence in the tech sector. And over in Europe, the EU is considering high-tech investments to guard against geopolitical risks. It's all about staying ahead of the game in this rapidly changing world. But let's not forget about the incredible advancements being made in healthcare. Researchers in Vancouver are developing a breath test using AI to detect lung cancer earlier. This could potentially save lives and reduce the need for further testing. And finally, let's talk about smartphones. We all know how addictive they can be. But one journalist decided to switch to a flip phone for a month, and the experience was eye-opening. They found themselves able to enjoy activities without the constant distraction of a smartphone. It's a reminder for all of us to use our devices mindfully. So there you have it, folks. A whirlwind of news and insights from the world of technology and beyond. Remember, the fate of the world may lie in the hands of doomers and Silicon Valley cranks, but it's up to all of us to shape the future. So, what are your thoughts? Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.